this week we're actually doing a certificate, which I'm very excited about. So that's the stuff I got for my training days. But gym is just one of those things that are so difficult for me currently. Good morning everyone and welcome to this week's vlog. I'm pretty tired still and my day yesterday was very fucked up, to say the least. So I didn't sleep that well and I'm just feeling a little bit crusty overall, I have to say. But it's okay, we're up. We already have our black tea with milk, as always, and we journaled, so I think that's a good prerequisite for today. This week we're actually doing a certificate, which I'm very excited about, and we're going to start in half an hour. For the certificate I'm doing a 3-day training, so today, Wednesday and Thursday, and on Thursday afternoon I already have my exam. So it's going to be an intense 3 days, I guess. As always, I tried to get up a little bit earlier this morning, but it didn't work out. But I've been up since almost an hour now, and I think once I made my breakfast, I feel ready to go into this training with several complete strangers. But it's okay, because at least it's remote, so I don't have to go anywhere and sit in like a room with strangers for a long period of time, which is something I usually don't enjoy too much, as I noticed with my therapy that I'm having currently, but that's another story. Welcome to this week. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you for joining, and I guess let's get into it. Yeah, let's have a good week.
It's a good reminder of how our lives continue to change, never staying exactly the same.
We're taking a break, so I will make a coffee and then I think I have to jump in again. It's been 4 hours. I'm so done. I was hanging on for dear life for like the last 45 minutes. We took 2 short breaks in between, but just learning about something for 4 hours is so tiring. Oh my god. If you have watched a few more of my videos, especially from last year, you will know that I did a certificate in like June, and I had an in-person training there for I think 3 days as well, and that was also very, very tiring. But you had like, I think we did a few more breaks and you had like some live interaction. We were able to schedule the exam for whenever we wanted to. and I actually took like another 2 months to study. And now, because I know that I have to do the exam on Thursday, I feel like I need to be so concentrated, and that's just so difficult after some time. And we're only getting 45 minutes of break time. I will eat and I will go for a walk, that's for sure, because there's like a little bit of sun outside and I need some fresh air and movement. And then maybe just take down my laundry or something, but I definitely need to get away from screens right now. I got some more groceries yesterday, so I have very easy food I can eat within my 45 minutes of lunch break. And yesterday I actually prepared some food, but I did talk a little bit about what I got, so while I heat this up, I will show you. Probably after the training I will spend my evenings studying. So I got a few things that will help me get through the days with as little effort as possible. I got a few like typical condiments I use every day, like bread, eggs, some vegetables. But I also got like a few things that you can just make like a ready meal kind of ish. I have some gnocchi. I have 2 different types of like vegan meat alternative. Something that I loved as a kid was like spinach with some like cream in it. So I got one of those that is already ready to eat. And then the actual lifesavers are those like microwave rice thingies. And I got 4 of those. Because what I like to do is that I mix those microwave rice thingies with just some vegetables, either out of my freezer, or I will just cut a few, which takes like 5 minutes. And then I put like a vegan meat alternative with it, or chickpeas or something. I also got a sauce in case, I don't know, I will get creative with that. So that's the stuff I got for my training days. I'm not gonna eat all of that during the next 3 days, but it's good to have everything. Hey y'all, it's Hannah from the future, and I thought I will talk a little bit about this training, but also learning new things while being on the job in general. So for this training, as I already said, I did 3 days of online training and then the certificate afterwards. And so this certificate in particular is a German one, so all the content is very Germany focused. But if you would ask me what it's basically about establishing a basic level of IT security within a company. So that means we try and figure out what exactly a company still lacks and what they already have in terms of IT security. And it was super interesting and I learned a lot, and it was definitely very difficult to get into those topics while also having your normal full-time job in your universe, kind of. And it's been a month since I did that certificate, and I feel like, especially right now, I often find myself in a situation where I notice that I have to up my skills or learn something new for my job, but it's hard to find the time during my job and especially after my job, because after my job I have other things I want to take care of. So I'm currently trying to find out how to establish times within my work or shortly after my work where I feel like I'm energized enough to learn something new that can help me long-term within my work. And what I'm currently trying to do is that I just block half an hour in the morning, so from 8:30 till 9, to kind of just get more knowledgeable about certain things. And I involve my direct managers with it because I sometimes don't really know where I should start with the things I don't know, if that makes sense. Obviously, I'm not aware of all the things I do not know, so I need someone to kind of guide me and tell me which things are the most sensible to learn right now. And hopefully I can talk a little bit more about that in the next video. Let's just try to get over with this certificate because it's been so difficult, but more on that later. I'm back home now. It's 1:30. We worked until almost 1:15 and I wanted to use the break to go home because I think staying in the office until like late afternoon is gonna be too much. Because yesterday I was so exhausted. I was so exhausted after those like 7 hours of training. So I decided I'm gonna go home during the break and I'm just gonna make some quick lunch now. I didn't film too much yesterday because my friend was here and we just cooked something together ate, watched the Olympics, and then I went to sleep. I have like some leftover potatoes and I'm just gonna do like some vegetables and something. I don't know, I will see. I have like 25 minutes. I think the morning was okay-ish. We had one exercise, like a group exercise, and I hate group exercise, but I do have to say they take out like a little bit of the concentration you have to put in when you do like the frontal teaching stuff. So I feel okay. Let's see how the afternoon progresses. I'm gonna head back into my meeting now without camera while I'm eating and just start listening at least until I feel like I'm good. I definitely need to eat something before I can concentrate. I'm on my couch now and I made some food. I just made the easiest gnocchi vegetable cream sauce thing. It's very like warm and hearty and I think that's exactly what I need right now. And I'm gonna continue watching the Olympics. Apparently that's my thing now. Apparently I'm into watching sports, especially if they're not team sports. I mean, I knew I'm not really into team sports because I never did them and I always avoided them. I'm watching snowboarding right now and I'm so hooked. I do have to say ice hockey got me hooked too, for the obvious reasons that you will all know of. But I watched like the women's big air snowboarding yesterday or a day before that. And I was so invested. And then in the end, when one of them won, I was like, I cried a little bit. I was so happy for her. So I'm gonna eat something and then probably debrief with you. These days, with how everything with my anxieties are going, I feel like routine is so important. So I try to make it a goal to go to the gym like during the week twice and also go to the office twice. And if one of them doesn't work out, then at least the other one has to work out, kind of. And I don't think I will go to the office like another time this week because it kind of would only work out on Friday. On Friday, I'm like booked kind of to the brim. But I do have time for a longer lunch break, so I think I will prioritize gym over office on Friday. Anyhow, I finished my training at 5 p.m. just like yesterday. And I wasn't as exhausted as yesterday, which was great. So I did pack up and went to the gym immediately. But gym is just one of those things that are so difficult for me currently. And I started out kind of good. I felt like I was motivated and ready to go. And then like when I did my first exercise at some point, it just got kind of too much and I kind of powered through. So I did 2 exercises and then I stretched a little bit and I stuck around for a bit more. Like I stuck around for like 15 more minutes, like just stretching a little bit and sitting down and observing because it just made me so nervous that there were so many people. And I always have this urge to just run away immediately. So I just tried to stay there for like a little bit longer because I felt like it was doable, but I didn't have the energy anymore to do any exercises there. So instead, I just went for a little bit more of a walk. And then as you saw, I did some exercise here, which is good. So now it's 8 p.m. and I already have my big ass folder next to me because I have to revise everything from yesterday and today. Tomorrow's the last training day and we immediately have the exam afterwards. So I don't really have time to like study at all. only now. So I think I will take like half an hour to revise, and I hope that's enough. I feel like the concepts are very clear to me, but then there's a lot of details that I kind of have to remember, and I don't know how I will remember them until tomorrow. I'm trying not to freak out because I know how expensive the exam is, and I really don't want to retake. I hope it's not too difficult, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna get into studying and just have one of my eyes on the men doing their weird little turns and twirls. I cannot believe that there's like a whole language for snowboarding. I mean, what do you mean this guy did a 680 triple 64 20 with a goofy stance? I love this shit. So I'm gonna be entertained by this for a little bit longer and just try to get through my stuff. I made it to my desk with 1 minute to spare, but this morning I was just not able to get up any earlier. I didn't sleep well. Again, that's something I have an issue with since like 2 weeks almost, and I don't really sleep through the night anymore. I usually wake up at some point, and I usually get very skittish and nervous. So I usually also need to take some time to calm myself down, which means I don't have as much time for sleeping, so I don't sleep too good and also not too much. And then this morning I felt like I was like having a little bit of a stuffy nose and that I might get sick, and I was like, I cannot do this today. I really don't want to either. So I just did like a little chamomile like infusion, and now I made some breakfast, and now I'm gonna get into my last training day and just hope to get by. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday by now, and I have some good news, which is I passed my exam. But I also have some not so great news. I felt so sick yesterday, or more like I felt like I was getting sick. So I had such a hard time just going through the rest of the training and then immediately doing the exam afterwards. So I did pass, but I could have scored more points, I think, if I would have been well enough. And because of how I felt yesterday, I decided to take a day off today and just sleep in a little bit. I think I talked about my sleeping issues in the last few videos as well. And I'm at a point now where I either wake up during the night or I wake up early in the morning from a nightmare, or both. And I just dream the most random and weird shit. Like, it's not even that it's always super scary. Sometimes it's just a little bit disgusting or just absurd, you know? And this night, I actually managed to kind of sleep through the night, I think. And I only woke up at 8 this morning. But it was from a dream, and my dream was so confusing. Like, there was some stuff happening that I don't really want to repeat now. But the thing I woke up from wasn't even that bad. I mean, it was bad. I was in a parking garage with someone, and we wanted to take the car somewhere. And we went to the car, and then we noticed that there was like a shootout in the garage with like police people that were dressed like the staff from the Olympics. and I think the shooter was one of the biathlon people that have to shoot after skiing. I'm not entirely sure, but the context would make sense. And first it was kind of absurd, and then I noticed that they were actually shooting each other. So we got into the car, and I tried to lock the doors from the inside, and we kind of just, stayed below the seat But I think that just led to having so much adrenaline, like also in real life, that I woke up from it. I just made a coffee and I don't feel too hungry yet, but I think I might just make some breakfast at some point. And then I feel like I want to do something around the house maybe. I still have a shelf that needs building and I wanted to like sort out the stuff on the shelf behind me because I'm probably gonna switch the places. So I might do that, but first I'm definitely gonna relax. I will journal, which I didn't really do this week, and then stay on the couch for a little bit before I do anything because I really need and deserve a day of rest after the last 3 days.